terms of the world's best, you know, Hugo Calderano, Timo Boll. Everyone really, apart from Xu, I think he's beaten Lin-Wen-Ru. I don't think he's actually played Tomokazu Haramoto either internationally. And Liao Cheng-Ting, a player who's sort of been around and about for quite a long time, in his mid-20s now. He's been top sort of 50 level player for some time, but Lin-Wen-Ru being world number 7, best player to come out of Chinese Taipei since Yuanyu, who's been as high as 3 in the world, still playing formidable table tennis. The legend from the beautiful island. Heavy backspin serve, probably the best bet there to try and eradicate the Lin-Wen-Ru Chiquita flick. It's a gorgeous forehand topspin down the line there. So deep. So we've got a marker pen and drawn on the table where you'd want to play that shot. It would have been there. Well, the intention there, though, the forehand flick from Yuanyu was nice. Opened the racket face and tried to disguise where he was going. Good sign of a promising player when they're offering a bit of flair in the serve receive, bit of unpredictability. Look at that backhand. Such an arcing shot. The racket speed of Lin-Wen-Ru is something that makes him so threatening. A player that you don't think of as having such a huge, you know, a big stature for a table tennis player, such as someone like Andre Gacina, but the timing of his shots what make him so good. And straight off the bounce. I mean, look at that. Poetry in motion there from the top seed. Tries to lift the half long deep on the table, brush up the back of it. Nice length on the receive there from Xinyuan. And a shot block attempt, and you can see already they are struggling to deal with that flick, the Chinese. Dangerous enough in singles, but when he knows it's coming cross court, I mean, how the heck do you stop him from doing it? Such a difficult playing style to disrupt. A learning experience for the Chinese, if anything. Facing 7 game points in this opening one. And just like that, 11 points to 3. Liao Cheng-Ting and Lin-Wen-Ru racing into a lead in this men's doubles round of 16 encounter. Repairing Lin-Wen-Ru and Liao Cheng-Ting that have played together quite a lot. I'd say they're one of their best career results. I remember back in 2019 at the Grand Finals. They reached the final there, losing to Xu and Fan Shendong. But they've reached the latter stages of quite a lot of tournaments. Swedish Open in 2018, Czech Open in 2019. Good, solid career together. They're the 4th seeds here. Zhang Weijin and Lim Jong-hoon, the Koreans, at the top of the draw. Matthias Falk and Anton Schallberg at the bottom, 2nd seeds. Koreans formidable at doubles. We've got Hyun and Lee Sang-soo, third seeds. And it's quite open after that, really, from the fifth seeder position onwards. The revving topspin, conviction. You see the tape on the shoes of the Chinese players to cover up the sponsors there. Very important, of course, that sponsors and brands, their needs are met while being here on the show court. Out the middle there with that forehand, the silent assassin. There's a nicely placed block there from the Chinese into his crossover point, but still the world number 7 able to make space to play a spinny ball there. Whoa! I need to see that one again and rewind it, but if that was a closed racket block there from Han, you see how high the ball came off the racket. That ball was sizzling like a sausage. That was crazy there. Don't know if it hit the top edge of the racket, but still.
2-6.
Nice counter down the line there from Xinyuan. Both pairings right-handed, left-handed, so no disadvantage really in terms of that, but so the experience really is the difference maker here. And then we're one of the few players outside the Chinese national team that have been invited in to play the Chinese Super League.
Timeout.
Seen Timo Boll, Dmitry Ovcharov and Jung Sik, who've also been invited in the past. Timeout called here from the fourth seeds. The sense that the Chinese young opponents are gaining some momentum. Tough to see who's in the corner coaching. But the timeout called was an effort to sort of perhaps introduce some new tactics as well as break the momentum of their opponents. So we'll see here how the higher seeded pairing, LIAO Cheng-Ting, can come out of this timeout. They have the serve, of course, the advantage, so let's see. Short backspin serve that time, goes for the forehand flick. Yuanyu, quite a tall player. Tend to see Chinese players, especially in the men's, sort of around 5'9", 10. Tends to, from what I've seen, be the average height. But we've seen a few tall players such as Xu Xin and... Wow!
7.
Straight up the line from that distance, seriously? That shot's a joke. Moves out the way for him as well there. And Xinyuan, that was really good. Top level play. Even the silent assassin couldn't come up with an answer to it. Just saying as well, we've seen tall Chinese players such as Xu Xin in the men's from China.
7 all.
Wang Liqin as well, a tall player that's come from China, legend, 3-time world singles champion.
7 9.
Coming away now. Have the cushion of 2 once more. Errors coming from the receive of the young Chinese pair.
7 10.
A nice guided flick there from Liao Cheng-Ting wraps up the third game that became very close. Too close for comfort. And interestingly here, despite being 2-0 in the lead, the fourth seeds have called the timeout. Can't see it being a massive difference maker, to be honest, that factor there. We knew they were the strong favourites in this encounter, despite playing against a strong Chinese pairing, but they haven't had much experience. Yuanyu and Han Xinyuan. Both still teenagers, of course. Very tough to represent China. And you think of the population of players. It's like 80 million competitive players in China. 300 million people play the sport recreationally. So to represent them internationally, to wear that Chinese national team jersey, I mean, that is just a ridiculously good accomplishment in itself.
The third game. Yeah, to serve. Love ball. Love.
It's embedded in their PE, physical education curriculum, table tennis in China. Be interesting really to find out the main reasons, the philosophy of it, but I think as a sport that's played predominantly on an individual basis, it teaches you a strong sense of responsibility. You know, unlike a team sport, say football, you know, if the team loses, there's more than one person to blame, but in table tennis, if you lose in singles, it's only you to blame. And with such small sort of tiny margins for error, you've really got to always be on it and be stable in body and mind. That is incredible there. Loop-to-loop rallies coming into the table, countering, blocking. That rally had it all. Nice forehand flick. Seen that a few times from Yuanyu. Both coming across it and fading it and being able to come over the top. That's a top level shot. Top 50 in the world level. And he's ranked 152 at the moment.
Let 3 all.
Nice. Opening the rally and finishing it. Wrapping around that forehand. Han Xinyuan. Apologises for something there. perhaps because the second bounce on the table clipped the edge, but it was a nice length on the push there, on the touch, should I say, of Liao Cheng-Ting.
5, 4.
You can see he uses that hook serve as well, coming around the side of the ball.
Time out.
Really popular serve now, the hook, also known as the shovel serve, because if you come around the side of the ball, it's less obvious what kind of spin you're imparting compared to if you just say just come under the ball. But the logo on the ball, that's a good indication of how much spin's on the ball. You know, obviously, the harder it is to see the logo, the more spin's on it. Also, the sound of the ball is a good indication of spin. The louder the shot, the less spin's on it. The flatter, less spin either, the louder. That's one reason as well why players, quite a lot of players, stamp their foot when they serve. Masks the contact sound. Well, the first two games were fairly dominant. I mean, especially the first being 11-3, second 11-7. 5-4 here. Both timeouts have been used. Wouldn't be too surprised to see this being the closest game. See if it follows the trend. Or will the higher seeded pairing here, Lin-Ru and Liao Cheng-Ting, have just a little bit too much. Hardest game to win is always the last one. Hardest point to win is always the last one. It's important to not think about the finish line
5, 4.
until you're already there. Let's see here. Liao Cheng-Ting with the serve.
4.
Goes long and fast. Straight out of the timeout.
5, 6.
It's always just hunting for that flick. Goes for it again and doesn't make the same mistake twice. A silent assassin, cool as a cucumber. Not even a reaction to that flick, really. Just, yeah. I mean, how many times have I already done it, you know? Just going about his business. That's a shot that someone outside kind of the top 50, 60 in the world cannot produce. Ever, really. Of course, someone... Of course, every professional player can play an amazing flick, but it's just the depth on the table, the lowness to the net, the spin, but it's the consistency that he does it. Ultimately, that stands the silent assassin out from every other flicker in the game. He is the best flicker in the world in terms of that, in my opinion.
6, 9.
And they've indeed raced into a 9-6 lead despite the Chinese efforts and the timeout. Rabbits in the headlights right now. But they'll fight to their last breath. That philosophy is embedded in Chinese table tennis. Let's see. Two serves to come. Liao Cheng-Ting's been serving very well this match.
10, 7.
Serving tight and allowing Lin-Ru to get in with the flick. Must be an absolute dream playing alongside a player who can open up the rally at the tip of a hat.
11.
And at the tip of the hat there, another 11-7 win, and the match goes to the pair representing Team Chinese Taipei. The fourth seeds progress to the quarterfinals as expected here over a young and upcoming Chinese pair.